digit. Oh, he just goes there. Double. Here. I win this exchange. Oh my gosh, I lose this. I'm just losing a piece. I don't know if that was the right move. Crack on here. I think now he takes. Okay. I'm still down. Fuck. Wait. You have me, you know? Oh man, this is no good. Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. Today is February 17th, and yeah, I believe today is a bank holiday. We're celebrating President's Day in the United States today. So the markets are going to be closed in about like 3 hours or so. But yeah, coming into today, I don't have much of a bias. My weekly objective here coming into this week was for us to take out the weekly high here. So based off of this candle right here, right? Based off of this weekly candle, I can anticipate for us to take this weekly candle's high. So this high here was my objective coming into this week. So once we complete this weekly objective, I can no longer use the weekly time frame to provide me a bias anymore, right? Because it no longer has a, I guess it no longer has a purpose. Same thing here too on the daily time frame. So this daily candle here on NQ, I can anticipate for us to take out the daily candle's high, which in fact is the same high as the weekly high. And this idea, okay, so because the weekly high is the same high as the daily high, I can anticipate for the weekly objective to be completed within the next day because the daily high is the same as the weekly high. This idea or this concept is called scope. And scope provides an understanding of when prices should complete a specific objective, right? And likewise here on the daily time frame, once we complete the daily time frame's objective, I no longer can use this daily candle as I can no longer use it to provide me a bias. So coming into this morning, I would like to use, the intraday candles, such as the 4-hour, the 8-hour, or the 6-hour to provide me with some sort of bias, right? And with the way that we might possibly close here on the 4-hour and the 8-hour, it would either suggest to me that we're most likely going to take out the 4-hour candle's low or the 4-hour candle's high. And in this case, with the way that we're kind of creating this 4-hour candle here, right? This specific candle here is telling me that we could end up taking out this 4-hour candle's low. So that to me would be my morning objective if we can create that bearish 4-hour candle. So that would be my morning objective here, but we still have about like 22 minutes left till we close here on the 4-hour candle and the 8-hour candle. And I'm gonna draw up this dealing range here. So this is a 4-hour swing high. This is a 4-hour swing high. And this is a 4-hour swing low. And a swing low and a swing high creates a dealing range. And within a dealing range, there's the equilibrium level, which is denoted by this blue line here. This blue line separates discount and premium. And in premium, so I'm actually going to draw discount first. So this is discount. Discount is that green shaded box. And premium is going to be that red shaded box, right? So in cases of a market, right? So whenever you're in a market and there's a seller and there's a buyer, a seller is going to want to sell its product or service at a higher price, right? So for the seller to make a higher return. And a buyer, they're going to want to buy in discount. They want to buy when prices are cheap. So if there are buyers here in this market, they would want to be buying at this green shaded box here. So if we create a bearish 4-hour candle and a bearish 8-hour candle, it would make me believe that we're most likely going to retrace back into the discount of this 4-hour/8-hour dealing range. But like I said, that's only if we can create a bearish 4-hour candle and the 8-hour candle. Anything could happen within the next 20 minutes here. But yeah, that would be that's how I'm looking at prices right now. But keep in mind, today is a bank holiday, so I'm not going to anticipate much price movement. And like I said as well, we have completed the weekly objective, so there's really no need, or there's no reason for us to be continuing higher or lower here for not much expansion, right? Today I could anticipate some sort of like consolidation. Let me draw out the weekly open here. So this indeed is the weekly open. So ES has completed its weekly objective as well. Very interesting. So for ES, I was actually anticipating for us to take out the weekly high here as well. So everything is in terms of power of 3 for me, right? The way a candle closes kind of is going to tell me my my bias for the next day, right? Or for a daily candle at least. And like the way that we close here on this weekly time frame, I can anticipate for the next weekly candle to take out the previous week's high, just simply based off of how we closed. Not much technicals that come into it with this approach here, but like because we created this bullish up close candle, it's easy for me to assume or anticipate that we're most likely going to take out the weekly candle's high. That would be my weekly objective, and once we complete that weekly objective, there's no reason for me to really force anything anymore, right? But I was actually anticipating for us to retrace into this daily fair value gap, which was going to be my entry pattern, to target the weekly high and then to expand towards the 6 weeks high. But yeah, it seems that we have completed the weekly objective already. So not trying to force anything else here anymore. Oops. There we go. So dollar's objective is still to take out previous week's low. So I actually want to see lower dollar, and because I want to see lower dollar, the indices should be trading higher because they have an inverse relationship. If dollar's trading higher, NQ and ES YM should be trading lower. If the dollar's trading lower, NQ ES YM should be trading higher. Very interesting. About 15 minutes left. So here's the new creation of a 15-minute candle. And like simply based off of how we close here on this 15-minute candle, it's a fairly easy approach towards trading, right? But it gets the job done. The way that we close here on this 15-minute candle, I can anticipate for us to take out this 15-minute candle's low, right? So this 15-minute candle's low would be my objective coming into the next 15 minutes. It's a pretty bearish 15-minute candle. I can anticipate for the 15-minute candle's low to be taken, which I am indicating by this green line here. Or we can just, kind of like consolidate and create a 15-minute fair value gap. Create like a fair value gap like this, and then we can use a fair value gap to actually trade up into it and then continue lower, something like that. I do want to take a look at what's going on here on the Wall Street Journal. What the heck? I take a long look. Do I get taxed? Oh, shit. The amount you'll pay is based on your total interest earnings and your federal tax bracket. You may be able to avoid taxes by using a tax advanced retirement account for your savers who have joined. Three rate cuts. After its first meeting in 2025, the Fed opted to keep rates steady. Despite this, some banks still offer high yields savings account with 4% or even 5% APYs, annual percentage yields, significantly higher than the 4.41 typically found in traditional savings account. No matter how much you earn on the money, Uncle Sam wants a cut. Generally levying taxes on interest earned during the year. Oh wow, I see that. Oh my, Open Bank has a. Wait, no way. What the hell is Open Bank? Yo, it's a 4 point something APY. Top tier rate. Oh my goodness. Exclusive rate for Texas now. Some of these banks have a really high APY. Wow, I did not know that we can still have such high APY here like that. Yeah, because APY tends to match the interest rate, and the interest rate right now I believe is about like 3%. Interest rate right now. It's a 4.5. the interest that you earn on a high yield savings account or any other savings account, money market account, or certificate of deposit is subject to state and federal income taxes. Interest earnings are taxed differently than investment incomes, which is often taxed at lower rates. So your interest earnings are taxed at a lower rate. For example, tax rates on long-term capital gains and qualified dividends max out at 20%, 28% for collectibles, while interest income is generally taxed at your ordinary income tax rate. Federal tax brackets range from 10% to 37% in 2024. Solo filers who earn more than 600,000 and married filers earning more than, dude, this is like, if you're in the highest tax and earn $3,000 in interest, you owe about 1,000, so that's almost 30%. State income tax brackets vary and increase your overall tax liability. Have no state income taxes. Texas and Florida. Wait, what? Texas and Florida have no state income tax. Wait, I did not know that Texas has. Is among a handful of states that do not tax individual income. Watch the video. So we don't have to pay. Oh, I did not know that. Don't have an income tax on the earned income. That doesn't mean Texas doesn't impose it. Those Texans. So there's it's a high property tax, highest property tax in the United States. Okay, well, going back to the charts here. Sorry for the little sidetrack, but like I said, this next 15 minutes could just be consolidation, which we might end up doing. But I still want to see us create that, bearish 15-minute fair value gap here. So we'll see if we do end up creating that bearish 15-minute fair value gap, because, like I said, we could end up using this 15-minute fair value gap to target a rebalance of, or a retrace back into the discount of this dealing range. So we actually just rebalanced into a 8-hour fair value gap here. So we did rebalance it. But based on how we're closing here on this 8-hour candle, I can still, like I said, I'm still anticipating for the morning objective to be bearish, and I want to see us take out the 8-hour low. And notice the 8-hour low is the exact same low as the 4-hour low. What does that mean? Oh, and it's also the same low as the hourly low. This means that we should complete the 8-hour objective within the next hour, right? Because the hourly low is the same low as the 8-hour. And like I said, the concept is called scope. Scope allows you to understand when prices should complete a specific objective. Five more minutes until we close here. upside down. I am getting taxed at a 10% federal tax bracket here. Getting taxed 10%. Oh my gosh, and people have to tax, they get taxed 37%. Standard deduction. So we have about 2 minutes left here. So my decision here coming into the morning here is I actually want to see us rebalance this inefficiency. So that means I want to see us trade into this fair value gap, create a bearish 15-minute fair value gap, and then use that bearish 15-minute candle as a model to take a part or to be a part of the 4-hour objective slash hourly objective slash 8-hour objective. That would be what that's going to be my decision here coming into this morning. So I want to see prices trade up into this fair value gap, respect the fair value gap, because respecting the fair value gap would mean prices is respecting the hourly time frame, the 4-hour time frame, and the 8-hour time frame. Take a look at what ES is doing. So ES here is also pretty bearish. Oh my gosh, look how this is a very so like I said, I want to see us trade up into this fair value gap here on NQ, respect the inefficiency, and then trade continue lower. Let's continue lower here. Let's look at the hour. Do we have any SMCs? I do actually, I'm like considering taking this model here on NQ. Right, let's see if I were to take this entry. I would have to risk 40 contracts, and I don't even think, so if I just reduce this, I would have to risk $22, or 22 contracts, right? Take the entry, and then I mean, that could be a play here, because I just can't. I don't think I can use 40 contracts. So I think me risking here 22 contracts, basically $500. This wouldn't be that bad, to be honest. So I'll just take this. I wanna know now, no, now, again. Da, da, da. So I want to see prices rebalance both of these inefficiencies here on NQ and ES. So NQ should rebalance this 15-minute fair value gap here that we're most likely going to create. I mean, that we did create, and we should respect it if we're going to be trading in accordance with the hourly time frame, the 4-hour time frame, and the 8-hour time frame. So trade up into this inefficiency, respect the inefficiency to continue lower. So here NQ just traded back inside its inefficiency. So now I should see a bearish. I want to see us create that like move down. We might not be given an opportunity to take it, but that's completely fine. Alright, so coming into this week, some of the pros that I'm going to carry on from last week are to take consistent models. Every single trade that I take, I should be able to explain and identify what my higher time frame objective is, how I'm going to align myself with the higher time frame objective. So what model am I going to use to align myself with the higher time frame objective, and what is my entry pattern? Every single trade I take should have those components, right? And I should be able to explain to you guys the reason being the reason for me to take it. Second, being able to execute whenever my trade or my strategy presents itself, right? There's no reason for me to be hesitant or to be I guess nervous of the outcome, because the outcome is something that you can't control. What you can't control is whether or not you are going to execute on your strategy or not. And as my strategy has shown, we over the course of multiple trades and just the longer time frame objective, right? It's going to play out. Well, if I just take every single strategy that I see, or every single opportunity that I see. Yeah, there was this quote here I heard this past week, and it is If you know how to make $10, don't be afraid to risk. Don't be afraid to risk it to make 20. So that is, if you know how to make $10, why not? You gotta be able to be willing and be adverse to risk and to use it to make 20. Because if you lose the 10, you know how to make the 10. Third, stay patient throughout my trading session. I never forced the trade to happen, but waited until prices aligned itself with my strategy. So there are going to be times like today, right now, I'm being patient, right? My strategy hasn't completely shown itself yet. I know what the higher time frame objective is, but my model, I don't have a model, and I don't have a entry pattern just yet. So I have to be patient. I have to sit on my hands and wait until there is a opportunity for me to be a part of the markets, right? So those are the 3 things here coming into this week that I should continue to do. So be consistent, be able to execute, and stay patient. And what I can continue to work on coming into this week is to be mindful, to be able to practice this level of awareness over my thoughts and my actions, and to be completely aligned with the higher time frame vision that I have for myself, right? So the me right now, which is the lower time frames in this case, should be in alignment with my future self, which is the higher time frame. So if I apply the concept of time frame alignment to my very own life, right? The lower time frames, which is the me right now, the current me, should be in alignment with the higher time frame objective, which is the me that I see myself, the future me, right? And some ways that you can continue to practice that level of awareness or just mindfulness is to have a vision board, to have some sort of physical representation of who you want to be in the future and who you will be. Second, to be confident, speak clearly and effectively. The way that I speak, the way that I carry myself should have a sense of confidence, a sense of discipline. And this idea came from a interview that I had a couple days ago, right? I was doing a video call, and I'm not too sure why I wasn't able to perform how I wanted to perform because of just anxiety over the camera, right? Like I can speak to you guys normally here, but whenever it comes to being in front of someone and they're, having their opinions like right in front of me, it just becomes a little bit, I wouldn't say awkward, but it just becomes hard to really express who I am. So coming into this week, some of the improvements here I can make are to continue to take consistent models. Like I said, every single trade that I take, I should be able to identify what my higher time frame objective is, what my model is going to be, and what my entry pattern is in every single one of my trades. Follow my strategy. If prices right now, right, is not aligned with what I have in my strategy, then I simply just have to sit on my hands. There's no reason for me to force anything whenever prices aren't aligned. And second, like I said, there was a quote that I came across this past week. If you know how to make $10, don't be afraid to risk it to make 20. Third, continue to watch for SMT between the markets. SMT allows you to understand where there has been manipulation. Like in this case, NQ has failed to take out London highs, whereas ES has taken out London highs. So there's like a larger SMT right here between ES and NQ, which indicates that this right here us taking out previous day high and previous week's high and London highs here on ES could have been manipulation. Alright, and last thing here, aggressive. Coming into this week. So consistent models, be patient, watch for SMT, and execution. I basically have gone over what my weekly objective here for you guys already. NQ, like I said, I wanted to see higher prices, and ES as well here on the weekly time frame. Like I said, right here, the weekly candle, really bullish weekly candle. I could anticipate for us to take out weekly high. After we complete the weekly objective, every single day here coming into this week, I can no longer use the weekly time frame. I can, however, use I can use the daily time frame once a daily candle closed. Once every single candle closes, actually, there is a new objective. So once a daily candle closes, I can use that as a higher time frame objective. Same thing here on the intraday time frames, like the 4 hour, the 6 hour, the 8 hour, the 10 hour, even the hourly time frame, or even the 30-minute. I can use those time frames as some sort of higher time frame objective, as long as I'm able to align myself with that time frame on the lower time frames relative to the higher time frame. So here it looks like we're probably just consolidating again. I want to see us create a bearish 15-minute candle for me to really align myself with this hourly objective and the 4-hour objective. I mean, is there anything else I want to go over here? So I went over the trade checklist. Weekly market outlook has already been explained to you guys. I mean, the morning objective, like I said, I still want to see us continue lower. I want to see lower prices. Oh man, Peter! What you doing, babe? When did you wake up? Just now? Yeah, I just woke up. Morning bye bye. Maybe after we eat, then around and go to sleep. Alright guys, I think that's gonna be all for today. I don't really have much, I don't really have anything else to really go over here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's live stream. And tomorrow I'll be here as well at 8:30 Central Time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time.